Greetings, M squared, and we are going to talk about I. Remember, I is an imaginary number and its value is the square root of -1. But it's fun to know something about I, that there's only actually 4 answers that you'll get when you have I raised to some power. So I like to make this little circle here. I know that I equals the square root of -1, but I squared is the square root of -1 times the square root of -1, so it actually equals -1. And I cubed is the negative square root of -1. Some people say it's -I. That would be the simplified version. And I to the 4th is this guy squared, so it's just +1. And what happens is when you do I to the 5th, you come back up here, because I to the 5th, if you remember your exponent rules, is I to the 4th times I. Well, this is 1. So every time you have an I to the 4th, it's a 1. So what I remember is that if I divide the exponent by 4, if my remainder is 1, I have an I. If my remainder is 2, I have a -1. If my remainder is 3, I have a -I. And if I don't have a remainder because the exponent was divisible by 4, I have a 1. So that's what I do. I divide this by 4. Dividing 7 by 4 is 1 remainder 3. So I know this is -I. That's how I like to do it. Now you could split it up and say I to the 4th times I cubed. I to the 4th is 1, so you'd have 1 times I cubed, which is just I cubed. And then we know that I cubed is -I. But I like the remainder thing better. So what I do is I take 14 divided by 4. I know my remainder, and I just want to know what my remainder is. My remainder is 2, because 4 times 3 is 12. There's 2 left over. So if my remainder is 2, I know that this equals -1. Over here, 45. Well, I know that 4 times 11 is 44. So I have a remainder of 1. And when I have a remainder of 1, I just get I. Or if you needed it, to do this, but most of the time, just plain old I is fine. 120 actually is divisible by 4. 120 divided by 4, I get a remainder of 0, so that means this must equal 1. So that's just a quick and easy way to take care of your I's if you're asked to simplify I to some power. Good luck. M squared, signing out.